Hi there, my name is Teri Whitney. I'm one of the contributors to Salt and Clay. Privilege of doing that, and I've also been an interior designer for roughly 30 years, and in doing that I've always been trying to help people make their homes reflect their personality and their lifestyles, and one of the best ways to do that is to kind of create a little bit of a memory box, so it's a little visual vignette of their life, and I'm going to lead you through how to do that right now. Okay, so the one I have created for you here to look at is, it has a theme. So the first thing you do, I'll go through this all again when we put one together, but the first thing you did was I kind of picked a theme, and the theme I wanted to do on this was marriage, legacy, family, faith. So what I did was I happened to have these crazy fun old boxes that I got at an estate sale, and I didn't quite know what to do with them, but they were just too fun to leave there, and I was going to put them on a wall with just one piece in them, and then I thought, let's make a memory box. So you can tell it's a similar palette, and it's a similar, it doesn't disturb the eye, it's not so colorful, right, like a bulletin board would be. So what I did was I took a little bit of memorabilia from all the different sides of our family, going back to my grandparents up here, super candid photo, and that's very unusual for that time frame. My parents, my mom's little thing from her veil, going all the way down, like my husband's parents down here, and his grandparents, and just kind of creating that a little bit of empty space around it, but the 3D things help it pop out so it's not all flat. I added a little piece of this that I bought, and over here is this cute little envelope I found when I was going through my mom's mom-in-law's stuff, and it's an offering envelope for the Baptist church, and then I had my little Lutheran Sunday school pin. So both my husband and I are super thankful for that heritage they gave us. So let's see, a little bit further, we have 3 sons. This was the invitation our son made for their wedding, all handmade, beautiful. This is my husband and I at our wedding, and then our youngest son and his bride got married right before Christmas. And then we have another wedding coming on 10/10/2020, and they got engaged in Pequot Lakes. And then there's this beautiful verse down here that they had my husband read at the weddings, and my husband's not a public speaker, but it was very bold of him to do, and it's a sweet verse because it was something the pastor told us when we got married. So I'm not going to cry right now and read that to you, but it's Ephesians 5:31-33, and it's just that beautiful concept of the more I respect him, the more I respect him, okay, cutting that, the more I show him respect, he'll adore me, and it's this beautiful cycle, and it's just how God and the church work. So anyway, come over here, and I'm going to show you a couple fun ones to do, because that's a big deal. That's a harder one to put together, right? That's a goal. So a more attainable one for you guys might be, take like a canvas that you have or you can buy, and I just repurposed one that I already had, and so kids can do this, you can do this. I decided, we took a trip to Montana 2 years ago, and to stay in a cabin there on the lake. It was gorgeous, and all the family kind of came in from all over and visited us, and so it was quite memorable and quite special. So I took a piece of a map. You can buy these big atlas maps, and we were traveling across country. I will just tell you that entertained my child for hours, because who uses a map anymore, right? So I do have a little bit of double stick on here already. I used some of that. So I have that, and then I have these really cute little flash pictures that we took, those Insta. It's hard to do this upside down, but I'm going to say this works. So these are some really cute pictures we took in the forest. Selfies are really hard to take with a Polaroid, I will tell you that, but it worked. And then games, we love to play games as a family, and one of the Pictionary games is captured in this drawing that our son made, and that's just a fun memory to show, just for fun. And then another fun thing is, my husband and I, whenever we do a road trip, we stop at like a little thrift store, a bookstore, and we buy a book and we read it to each other while the other one's driving, and that's kind of the book we bought. So you can either take the spine of a book like that. Here was the original book. I made a copy of it. You can use the spine, you can make it smaller. Part of that moment in time is kind of what you're doing. You're trying to tell a story. And then There was moss all over because we were in Glacier Park. So I have this little cute box. And then when this is done, I will actually glue on here. Oh wait, I have one more fun thing to show you. We also went on so many hikes. So many hikes. And bear grass apparently is like native to that area, and it was beautiful. So that's one, I'd never seen it growing. I've only bought it at the flower mart. And then we canoed like every day. So there you go. That's a quick little go to Montana, enjoy, and then when you hang that on your wall, it's kind of a nice little memory there. Couple other ones. Kids can do this just as easily. We had our son was in 8th grade and he had to do a science project, and he was highly motivated by this hysterical foxtrot cartoon about the girl who blew up the soup can in the microwave. So he said, "Mom, I want to get a microwave and I want to do all these experiments." And so he did it. It was actually the only time he's ever enjoyed science. And he made this. He hung this on his wall for a long time until he obviously moved out and got married. So that. Another one, this is one of my favorites. This was a little frame that I bought at probably at a flea market. And when I was growing up, we had a front door that had this little opening, and it was kind of amazing because nobody else had that. So then I have a brother who's highly talented, and he can just sketch all the time. So he was sitting at this table right here looking that way, and he wanted to draw my dog, but my dog got up and walked away. But he instead did the whole sketch for me, and it meant so much to me. And then I just had a little piece of tape that says "Bless your home," and he wrote a cute little "Thank you for your hospitality" note. And I just said, that's it. That's what's going in this frame, because it's just family, and it's just beautiful, and it's kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. So that was a fun one. That usually hangs on my wall over there. And another fun option to do is Allie Reevely from Love You Bouquets. She will take a picture of a wedding bouquet and she'll watercolor it. And so I had our two daughter-in-law's bouquets done. And I went ahead and just got this little frame at Hobby Lobby. They sold them 2 for 1, so it was a better deal for me. But anyway, I just put that in here and just sent her pictures of it online, and then put a little date of their wedding in here. And this is the little boutonniere my son wore, and so that'll hang in their house. So that's just a little memory, but less clutter, less to it. And then the last thing I want to show you is just this fun, before I show you how to make it. So I took drawers that somebody was just casting off, and I don't know if this will stack for you okay, but we'll try it. So you just put these together. You could make it be any arrangement on your wall, right? But is that falling over? So what's fun about this is my husband grew up camping all the time. This is from some wood shop or something, because it says period 1 and 2 wood shop. That's funny. So anyway, in here is this funny picture, because I'm going to do more to these as I pull some more of the stuff from the trips and things. But this is actually a picture from 1964 of them hiking in Sequoia, and he's like 4 years old here. So how fun is that? Now, so the backgrounds, they're just calendar pieces that I took apart and made a little template and just traced them and cut them out. So you can use a lot of things. You can do it a lot of different ways. It's kind of fun. I just made a template, one template, and that covered it. And then the last thing I want to show you, like I talked about calendars. I mean, kids, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, do a canvas. And I just have like this cute little picture. I mean, I bet some little girl would probably love just decorating that with whatever. So it's not hard, and it shouldn't be complicated, and it should be trying to tell a story of that time, or it's your favorite things, or it's something you enjoy and you want to look at or share with people. Okay, so let me get this other one over here, and we will talk about how it all goes together. Okay, so I bought 3 of these, and it was hard to explain to my husband why I needed him to buy them, but he brought them home. He did good. So you could make this really simple. It's just basically plywood and 3 sides, and it's kind of dirty still, but it just was something that I saw some promise in. So so what I've done is I've taken a piece of just basic bulletin board, tiny stuff. You can buy this at all the different craft stores, Michael's or wherever, and I just put it in there with some double stick. And then what I'm going to do, since my palette is sort of the ocean and summer and blue and just something I kind of want to look at. So this is more of an art piece one, but it is definitely still a memory box. So you'll find that when you start gathering stuff, like when you shop for clothes, you end up always grabbing the same color, or so a lot of your stuff will be the same. So I got tissue paper in a couple different things because I actually like the lines to it. And this is a napkin, and those are just going to go in there, so I'll put some tape under those real quick. But what I was trying to establish is I want to make sure I leave some of the box to show, because I feel like the box is pretty cool and I want to see it. I'm just not sure the tape's going to stick to the dirty box, but I did wipe it out. We'll see. But we'll play with that. Hopefully it'll play with us nicely. So our family started in Laguna Beach, and then we ended up in Dana Point. So the beach has always been huge to our family, even though we're a bunch of gingers and we sunburn super easy. So we still like going to the beach. So I kind of thought I would pull some of these fun little beach things together, because that's kind of how I would spend the summer. In fact, they didn't want to go to the beach. I was like, there's people in Wisconsin that can't go to the beach. You guys, so we had to do actually mandatory Beach Monday. Who has to do that? And we took, me and a few other friends from MOPS, we actually had to take our kids to the beach every Monday. And since it was mandatory, we'd sit there in the rain and in the cold. But the idea was, we can't live in California and not go to the beach. This is dumb. So anyway, kids were always like, oh, do you live close to the beach? And I was like, yeah, but my kids don't want to go. So anyway, that summer changed everything. We kind of did that. Okay, this is a fun idea. You take dictionary paper, you buy the old dictionaries, because people sell them now because they just use their computers. And this person printed this amazing picture on it. And I just like her because every time I see the three monkeys, they hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, even though this is a girl, I always think of monkeys when I think of my guys. So that's why she's going in here, because it was like not my circus, not my monkeys, but it was definitely crazy with those three guys when they were little. So we're going to put her in here because she just makes me happy. And then this is a really fun paper that I tried making, but you can't touch it because the color comes off. That's a whole nother thing, but I put it in this resin on the water. Isn't it cool? However, you can't touch it. So it's going in here because no one's going to touch it in here. So I do also have, my voice register, I do also have these really cool little map pins that I was going to actually use to hold some of this weight of this one, because I don't think tape is going to work. So we'll tape him in there. There, that's going to stay. Okay. Another fun thing is just these old maps. I love old maps and old world ones. This is part of the ocean somewhere, probably Puerto Rico or something. So I'm going to put that in there just because I like it. And since I put that bulletin board thing behind, I had to do the hammer on that one because there was no bulletin board there. But since there is here, I'm just going to put that in with that. And that should hold it really nicely. Okay, and then let's see. I have this really cute frame that okay, so there was a while I was fascinated with postage stamps, and so I would put them on everything. And I made a frame that was a very cheap little frame, and I postage stamped it. And I kind of want to put that in here. And I'm going to put this really amazing old Hotel Laguna postcard that I have inside. It's kind of an amazing postcard, and it was written to somebody in Pennsylvania. And I can't see the date. Pretty funny. So I thought I would just stick that in there because I think Laguna has so much history and it's kind of fun. You can also use like tacks and stuff like that if you want. There's these really fancy, like pretty shiny ones. Maybe the monkey needs those, right? So anyway, I'm going to put a couple tabs in here and that'll hold it. Okay, then this little guy, so it's kind of, you're just playing with it as you go because who knows how it's going to turn out. So I'm just going to try to say that'll stay there when I lift it up. This is just a kind of reminds me of beach towels and things like that, and I love the texture of this tag. So that's going in here too. just got to figure out how to put that in. Another fun thing is these little jars I found. I wanted to put sand in it and a few shells and let it, when this is on the wall, it can sit at the bottom down here. So I haven't done that yet because I don't have any sand today. The other thing I was going to show you is this other part is super cute little 3D frame, right? So you get the little frame or you make one, whatever. But these are some pictures of beach days with our family. And so that's going to go in here, like right about here. But I've got to glue that down with some serious glue, so I don't know if I can do that right this second. And then there's now is when you kind of add in your 3D elements, because the frame is 3D. This is just a little tassel I made out of some, I feel like I said I made on a lot of it. You can do this, you can buy these as well. Don't feel like you have to make it all. But just a fun little 3D kind of thing. It was just some leftover ribbon of some sort. So kind of a fun little way to do that. Anyway, oop, put that guy in there. And I kind of pulled that other one out, sorry. So let's see, then I have a few shells. Shells are one of my favorite things. So we're gonna put the shells in here. I hope that's not too loud. And I had like a peacock feather just because it was pretty. I was gonna stick her in there. And then the other thing I was gonna do really quick, before I turn this around for you, is I have this really fun little bunting that was left over from a project that I'm going to try to put on here so it'll be 3D. So here again, I need a hammer. Maybe I have to move this guy. Yep, moving that one. And then we'll come down here so we can have this fun little swag in here. Or we do it shorter, let's see. Maybe we'll go to there. We'll just pull this guy off. Okay. And that'll hang differently when it's upright. So this is something, if I did this and I still have littles at home, I would start with this for the summer. And then I would let them add to it as the summer went on. If they collect some, you know, rock or shell that they just love, I would do that. So let me hold it up for you so you can see. And the nice part about having a shelf on the bottom is you can stand stuff in it. So like I said, I'm going to put some shells in here. And then I'm going to put one of these jars in here when I open the package. Anyway, then it's kind of 3D and hanging there. So there you go. So here's what I would recommend if I was gonna make a memory one of when you live near a beach, whatever it is, if you live near a lake, if you live near whatever it is your family does a lot of, create the beginning of it and then let your family add to it as you go along. If it's big enough, you can kind of keep doing it. We left a little bit of negative space up here. It's very 3D. You can still tuck pictures. You could change this picture out all the time. You could add collectibles along the bottom depending how big or little your kids are and what they like to collect. So the idea is just to have fun with it and realize that even on the days when they don't want to do what you want to do and even you don't get anything done on your list, you're still making memories and they're still making memories and they're going to remember those days just as much as they remember when you took them to Disneyland or whatever. So the idea being celebrate that ordinary, celebrate the everyday stuff, make this be part of your world to figure out how do you make a little vignette or a story in your house that communicates to your family who you guys are and where you're from and what you're about, and just to kind of create that legacy. And that's what I think memories do. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.